Hello. There's something that I would like to tell you before we get on with the CM8 guide. Thank you for CM7. This is the first time players have broken past the 90% win rate solo ace barrier on the global server, and not only that, it's done on almost all 4 of the strategies. In our most successful Karat Clash to date, a solo ace Smart Falcon player made it to the finals and won it all. As a solo ace fanatic myself, part of my purpose in global is to promote solo ace Oshi PvP. It's so cool to see people shine and pop off with their solo ace Oshis. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Also, if you want to join the Karat Clash, you can participate by going to lighthello.com to join the tourney court. I'll see you guys there. Hello everyone, this is Charles of Victoria Frontier. This is going to be the CM8 guide. The course is Nakayama 2500. While the stat threshold is stamina and guts on the Nakayama track is not particularly strong because of how the home stretch is only 310 meters long. Dueling is not going to be occurring that often, and even when it occurs, it's not going to last that long because of how short the home stretch is. At the start of the map, right after your Umas leave the gate, we enter a 100 meter zone where it's neither a straight nor a corner. If you happen to spawn on the outer gate, your Uma is going to need to cover more distance at the first 500 meters of the track. This also means that Uma Stand is going to be a must-buy skill for late surgers and end closers to stay afloat and fighting for position or moving past and beyond Meiju the Burst unique skill. As always, here are the general skills that I recommend you guys buy. Before I talk about the stat lines, here's a gentle reminder that these few cards are going to give you a very good recovery skill. Alternatively, bringing a stamina or a power card for a consistent recovery skill is also okay. Long S is around 1.7 links, more if you insta-proc all of your acceleration. The stat requirement for people with MLB Kiratsan Black in their account is going to be something like this. Max speed, enough stamina, if you're a pace chaser just automatically at 50 to whatever stamina requirement, and 1 gold recovery skill. Power and wit, as always, is as high as you can. If you have stronger sparks or support cards, feel free to push even higher. Over here, we have the build with no recovery skills, so as long as you have around 1000 to 1050-ish stamina, you should be fine. So this is like 950 plus 1 green, which is 40 stamina. You just compensate accordingly with like green skills or white recovery skills. This stat line should be quite comfortable to survive pretty much any lobby. Here are some example decks and builds for you to use as a reference. As always, if you are struggling to hit the stat lines, focus on hitting the stamina requirement first, and then you can worry about power and wit. If you don't know how to run 2-speed 3 wit decks, you can check out my other video which I explain how to hit stat lines with a budget build. Here are some more examples of hitting the stat lines on different decks. The core accelerations for this CM for both frontline and backline is relatively simple. For frontrunners and pace chasers, they are both fighting for the same position or angling and scheming at first place. For late surgers and end closers, we go moving past and beyond and also let's pump some iron. There's an argument to be made that if we go let's pump some iron on end closers, it's going to be way too much acceleration, so for characters like Narita Taishin, you can actually opt to not run let's pump some iron and just go for another speed skill. For pace, late, and end, I feel like you just buy No Stopping Me. Since we are on a backstretch to corner 3 course, No Stopping Me is still quite consistent on this course, and you'll be able to proc it quite often. A straightaway spurt is going to be the only instant acceleration. However, the advantage on end closers this time is actually not that significant. Here's the part you're waiting for, the meta-analysis for CM8. In CM7, we had the Bermuda Triangle meta. It does a lot of things behind the scenes which I will not over-explain right now, but the point is, it's self-sufficient. You can run and create an advantage yourself without relying on your opponents, and still be competitive when your opponent mirrors your matchup. For CM8, the positional accelerations are on 1st place and also 5th and 6th place. If I had to suggest a team composition for you to win the most, I would suggest a chariot comp. A chariot comp is 2 frontrunners and a pace chaser, late surger, or end closer of your liking. Seriously, on this slot, you can run any character that you want. You can pick based off of the tier list, or listen to your chin-chin. Every member in this team composition has a positive reaction with one another, and will lead to increased chances of winning. For example, if you queue into a lobby where your opponents are running all end closers, you're usually going to run away with your frontrunners because you control the lobby pacing, and also that if there's a stronger end closer than you, they're going to be moving up to 3rd and 4th place, making it so 1, your end closer is going to have Mejudober unique excel, and 2, they are going to be squeezed out of their acceleration position. Even if you queue into a mirror matchup, you still have a fighting chance by being just standing on top of the acceleration though. The idea for 2 frontrunners is that no matter what you do, you're increasing the chances of your backliner hitting an acceleration. Even in the 2 front 1 pace comp, your pace chaser can utilize your losing frontrunner, your other one, and to no stopping me off of it. Even if your opponent mirrors you and also runs 2 frontrunners, your pacer is just getting more potential no stopping me procs. So in a way, for pacers, it's also still a win-win situation. For pacers, the only thing they have to worry about is preferred position and also some of their unique skills not proccing because of their 1st to 5th place requirement. As for solo ace players, the team composition is still going to be Chariot, and with the goal of padding positions for your acceleration to hit as consistent as possible, and also to screw with the frontrunners in the front with your debuffer front. If you're a solo ace pace chaser, if you do have Silent Suzuka, it would be quite recommended to run a low power, around 800-ish wit Suzuka, not 1200, and run it with debuffers. These frontrunners will require 0.6 acceleration. If you don't want to run frontrunners in your composition, you can run end pace or just triple end closer. This is also maximizing the chances of you just sitting on top of one of the acceleration spots. However, this is more reliant on queuing into a favorable lobby composition, and side note, if the pace setter of the lobby is a lucky pace chaser, usually the end closers just run you down. Now, let's circle back to the tier list where we actually talk about individual character performance. You might be wondering why there is Minecraft TNT on the tier list, and I'll explain in just a second. One thing I would like to make very clear is that I don't think there's that many overperformers in this CM, aside from maybe Narita Taishin, but that also still depends on the lobby composition and the matchup she's facing. You can see that at the top end, it's only S-. I intentionally lowered the rating of the topmost tier because I feel like the Umas within this S- to A tier is very, very close. And when built correctly, pretty much the entire cast has a fighting chance. Really, it all comes down to whether or not you're willing to try for the Arima CM. After all, it's the Arima Kinen. For me, I will be running Vivless and aiming for the 2-beat on my character in the JP server. Last year, I won it despite my character being long aptitude G. I made it work, and I'm aiming to do it again this year. Ever wondered why there was a C4 in the middle of a CM guide? The C4 nuke, or the corner 4 velocity bomb, is a type of bomb that can be detonated at a specific timing. In this case for this track, it's going to be, well, as the name suggests, corner 4. On the Nakayama 2500 meter course, the catch-up zone after the late game, after the acceleration zone, is not on the home stretch. The home stretch is too short to catch up. The main catch-up zone, where you throw all of your velocity skills in, is going to be on corner 4. The skills listed here will all proc on corner 4 and will be usable for the majority of the Umas. There's also some corner 4 skills that I didn't list here, but generally speaking, as long as it procs on corner 4, it can be counted as a part of C4 velocity bomb. Without sabotaging your own chances of hitting acceleration, you're highly encouraged to consciously buy corner 4 velocity skills such as Inside Scoop, TDDC, Outer Swell for late surgers, and also like Shadow Break, Innate Experience, etc, etc. We'll go over some of the top performers so you guys know which character is strong. Starting with Narita Taishin. She has everything in her kit! I think she has the highest cap for the CM, and is going to be very strong if you build her properly. She does need Umastan and also a tiny bit more mid-game to fight against Goldchip, which is going to be the people's champion. Saiyan Sky. Rod is quite strong on this track. If you let her rod, she's going to run away with it. Her recovery skill problem was also solved because we now have Mayana Top Gun speed. Her weakness is another frontrunner that has more mid-game than her, and also how she can't really afford to get corner 4 velocity skills because she needs to focus more of her resources onto getting the rod in the first place. Tamaro Cross has potential speed carryover on her unique skill and also has inbuilt straightaway spurt. Also, Tail Hold High is the most broken gold skill in the entire game, like with no contest. Takyon, in chariot or front-facing lobbies, she is really strong and always challenges the front pack. She has more stats than everybody else in the lobby, except for maybe front Super Greek. Karen-chan, she has NSG, which means no stopping go. If you give her a Dying Frontrunner that has 0.6 acceleration and also around 500-600-ish width, the Karen-chan will proc more downhill speed up modes on the downhill and eventually overtake the Frontrunner. You can use both Runaway or Frontrunner to chariot the Karen-chan. Ideally, you just make a mid-game heavy Karen-chan first, and then try to find a matching or suitable Frontrunner that is weak enough to proc her unique skill at the correct timing. Christmas Oguri. I already made a video about Christmas Oguri. Her strength is that when she gets lucky, she is a fucking cosmic entity slayer. It's so unfair, but if she hits, you just have to let her win. We don't go for 777 proc, we just go for random skills. We go for 3 random position recoveries, for example, Hydrate, Preferred Position, Pure Heart, Ignited Spirit Stamina, and straightaway recoveries, for example, straightaway recovery, or deep breaths. If you really want to understand the underlying reason of me recommending Christmas Oguri and running non-777 setup, feel free to pause and read if you want to understand. As for the remaining characters, I'll just skim through it. I think a lot of characters here, actually a lot of the cast, has inbuilt speed skills, velocity skills in the mid game or the late game. And on this track, as long as it's not proccing too late, for example like King Halo, most of the unique skills is going to be effective, especially for example like Special Week. Special Week has been doing very well as a late surger in scrims. I think that Encloser is going to be even stronger, but I haven't really built an Encloser Special Week yet. If you can fully utilize your character's kit, or at least just build like enough skills, give her enough mid-game, late-game, accelerations, etc., and just sit on acceleration positions, 1st place, 5th, and 6th, you will be able to perform pretty well. I think that with love, anything can work and anything is possible, as long as you put the effort into doing it. One final shout out to Tonycord. If you're interested in participating in tournaments or just PvP events in Umamusume, go check out lighthello.com and join the Discord. I will be there and I will be participating in the Karat Clash for CM8 as well, so you can fight me. That's going to be it for the CM8 guide. I'll see you guys on stream and in the next one.